we are very pleased to have in studio Mr. Drew Blazsik, who's got some info for us on our money and use of it, especially in light of Catholic teaching. Good morning, Drew.
Good morning, Drew.
Hey, good morning. How's it going?
Great. How are you doing?
I'm doing good.
Good.
Yeah, we just had a roof put on our house yesterday, and it's amazing. You see those 12 guys, how they work in unison together and get it done pretty quick. It was
Yeah, you know what that means. You spent a lot of money to get a roof on.
I know. That's try not to go into usury doing that stuff.
Yeah, right. That's right.
It's it can get pricey out there. A couple things. I saw a jobs report. There's a lot more jobs out there. Unfortunately, there are more part-time jobs that are getting created. Number one. Number two, I saw it's kind of interesting. The amount of individuals that hold one job has gone down. Oh. So when they talk about jobs going up, it's because most people are grabbing their full-time job and all these part-time jobs aside of it to pay for, because inflation's killing us. It's absolutely killing us with that. And that kind of goes in.
When you say that, though, when you say the number of people holding one job is going down, that means there's greater number of people holding more than one job.
Yes, that's
not greater holding no job.
And the jobs numbers don't really you have to kind of dig into it to see that. The jobs numbers will just report that there is more jobs out there getting created, but they're part-time jobs, and then the people, and they don't distinguish between that. Someone holding 3 jobs looks like they have 3 new jobs out there for one person, though, and you have to really read into the numbers, and that's kind of unfortunate. But people do that because they have to pay the bills, and inflation's killing people. Prices are going up, and that kind of goes into what did we talk about last time was Quadragesimo Anno by Pope Pius the 11th, and that was the 40th anniversary of Leo the 13th Rerum Novarum. He was talking about a couple things. So what we read last week, which was pretty, I love this quote. This dictatorship is being forcefully exercised by those who, since they hold the money and can completely control it, control credit, also rule the lending of money. Just talking about people that control the money supply, mostly central banks and finance companies, that they have a dictatorship that really affect the individual families that causes much heartache. So we talked about that, and then that's the first critique of that encyclical. Number 2, they speak about the condemnation of socialism. So this is something that when we talk about capitalism, they don't specifically nail it. They just talk about people that hold money that use their powers that really hurt families. But socialism is condemned in the Catholic Church by name. So Pope Pius XI denounces socialism as fundamentally incapable with the Christian teachings, particularly its materialistic and atheistic principles. It goes on to talk about. So here's a quote from it. This is from paragraph 117. Socialism cannot be reconciled with the teachings of the Catholic Church because its concept of society itself is utterly foreign to Christian truth. So that's pretty direct language.
Yeah.
This is from paragraph 120, quote, if socialism, like all errors, contains some truth, which moreover the supreme pontiffs have never denied, it is based nevertheless on a theory of human society, particular to itself and irreconcilable with true Christianity. Religious socialism and Christian socialism are contradictory terms. No one can be at the same time a good Catholic and a true socialist. Man, that's good. That's good stuff.
Well, it's straightforward, isn't it? That leaves no room for no fudging, no room for imagination. It's an out and out condemnation of that particular approach.
Now, I believe other than Freemasonry, the Catholic Church has condemned socialism, number 2, probably of all the kind of ideologies condemned out there. Number 1 is definitely Freemasonry. Okay, if we have enough time, I got to read this. This is might be a little controversial for today's age, but this is worth the read. The just wage and workers' rights. The encyclical emphasizes that workers must receive a just wage sufficient to support themselves and their families, reflecting their dignity of human beings. So we talked about, families are getting 3 jobs.
Yeah.
It is so important for society to have one job, and it provides for all families. So this is a little longer quote. This is from paragraph 71. This is the role of the family. In the first place, the worker must be paid a wage sufficient to support him and his family. That the rest of the family should also contribute to the common support according to the capacity of each, is certainly right, as can be observed especially in the families of farmers, but also in the families of many craftsmen and small shopkeepers. Here's where it gets a little controversial. I love this. But to abuse the years of childhood and the limited strength of women is grossly wrong. Mothers concentrating on household duties should work primarily in the home or in its immediate vicinity. It is an intolerable abuse and to be abolished at all costs for mothers on account of the father's low wages to be forced to engage in gainful occupancy outside the home to neglect their proper cares and duties, especially the training of children. That's the family.
Harrison Butker should have quoted that.
I know, that's
exactly.
what that's
I mean, that's basically what he said, but I love the quote.
Oh, I do too.
Wow. Talk about insightful and teaching. Man, and it all makes perfect sense. Thank you for sharing that.
Hey, no problem at all.
That's pretty neat. You
And
always
again,
get some-
it's not about having the choice to work. It's being forced to work because of an economy that doesn't permit it to come from one income.
Exactly.
Oh.
Yeah, crazy.
Drew Blazsik, you've done it again. Thank you so much for that faith and finance. Hey, we'll be right back on Morning Offering with Ron and Dave.